let's start with Tesla Motors.
Sure.
Because one of the big stories last week was that Tesla unveiled the Model 3. This morning, they came out with some news on their first quarter deliveries. A little bit of a miss there, but let's go with the Model 3. And I think later today they're going to be updating how many pre-orders they've gotten. But the pre-order, as I understand it, is anyone can put down $1,000 and reserve their own Model 3. And as of the latest public number I saw, 276,000 people.
Not bad. So that's $276 million Tesla has this week that didn't have last week. So they're doing pretty well. That's some nice working capital that they can work with. But
now some of those people can cancel.
Right. It is refundable, fully refundable.
But for right now, that's a nice, like you said, that's a nice working capital to have.
Not bad, all in a week's work, No, with Tesla, the unveiling last week on March 31st, by all measures, this is a car that people want. Clearly, with that level of pre-orders, which is beyond what I think Elon Musk or Tesla themselves expected, clearly this is a car that people are very excited for, they want. So really, the way I look at it, the ball is in Tesla's court now. All the company has to do now is execute and deliver what they've promised they can do on time. So their schedule at this point is that they'll be able to start manufacturing, delivering these cars by the end of next year. So I think ideally, in a dream scenario, or in an ideal scenario, you'll have all these cars delivered to people, I'd say by the end of 2018 or early 2019. But as we know, with the Model X, the company has had, with their most recent vehicle, the company has had issues with manufacturing, delivery, production, getting things delivered and produced on time. The Model X was delayed about a year and a half. So I think if you saw something similar happen with the Model 3, when you have hundreds of thousands of people, probably close to 400,000 people at this point, it'll be interesting to see what the updated number is. If those people have to end up waiting, an extra year and a half, 2 years, then you'll probably start to see that refund rate tick up.
The Model 3 is for lack of a better term, the mainstream vehicle. This is the cheaper version. This is the $35,000 version.
Yeah, at the base level.
And I think if you're looking at this and you are maybe not skeptical, but I think, and you touched on this, I think it is fair to look at Tesla and their track record to date in terms of deliveries and say, come on, can you really do this? Because, as I said, they just this morning announced first quarter deliveries fell short of their own target.
Right.
And they were very forthcoming about why they missed that target. I think they were aiming for 16,000. They came in 14,000 and change, something like that. And among other things, they blamed their own hubris for how much tech they put in the SUV and all that sort of thing. And that's, I'm always a fan of that kind of candor. Mm-hmm. But I also, and this is not a stock I own, I also look at them and say, okay, so you guys, by your own admission, had trouble delivering 16,000 vehicles. Mm-hmm. And now you've got orders. Whatever the number ends up being later today, let's just assume it's north of 300,000.
Yeah, just for some perspective, last year the company delivered a little bit under 51,000 vehicles for the year. This year they're shooting for 80,000 to 90,000 vehicles. And even with the miss in the first quarter, they're saying we're still on track for 80 to 90,000 vehicles. But then when you have upwards probably 300,000 vehicles in pre-order, and that's not including, the Model S or Model X orders that they'll have and will need to fulfill in that time frame. So this is a company, there's a lot of consumer excitement, as we mentioned, but it really is now in the company's court to ramp up that production as quickly as they can while maintaining the quality and integrity of the product, which is obviously really important to the Tesla brand. So it will be a challenge, and this is a company that's still burning through a lot of cash. They're not making money, so they burned through $2.1 billion of cash in 2015. They really need the Model 3 vehicle. This has been what Elon Musk describes as the secret master plan for Tesla, where you start with the Roadster, a low-volume, high-priced car. Then you move to the Model S and now the Model X, which is mid-price, mid-volume cars. Then you move to a mass-market, high volume, lower price car with the Model 3. They need the Model 3 to work out. That has been the game plan all along. So if they can get there and produce and deliver these vehicles profitably and on time, I mean, things look really great for this company. But as we've seen with Model X, the track record is still a little shaky. But for now, the company is just in a great position with so much customer excitement. And you have to remember, this is a company that doesn't spend any money on marketing. So to have that level of excitement with no dollars being spent on marketing is really quite impressive.